Okay, right here is what today's video is all about. First of all, it's the Traeger Ranger portable pellet grill. This is the DURACELL PowerPack Pro 1300 available, or I got it at Costco. I'll go over this box and tell you the details a little bit better in a moment, but the sun is kind of getting gone. So I'm trying to get this opener part right here done where we can go further. It's got two AC ports on it. Both of them are good for 300 watts each. It does an array of other things. Of course, it'll jump off your car. It's got a pump to blow up your tires. It's got a light. It's got USB. We'll get to all that shortly. But what we got to do right now is get the Traeger lit, and I got to go in and get my ribs. I got one rack of baby rack ribs, and we're going to cook those for 3 hours or so and make sure this will handle it. Now, this right here is actually something I bought for my air frying videos, and I have been testing with it, but I hadn't got a video done on the air fryers yet. But right here, it's going to be plugged into this, and it monitors the amperage. And it is a really neat device, and I'll be able to show you exactly how many watts it draws and how long it draws for certain amounts, and it's pretty shocking. First thing I got to do, I got to plug that in. All right, then I have to turn on my AC power by pressing that button. Then I had to make sure this is on, and it is. So I just got to turn on the Traeger, and there, I think you can see what I got right there. I'll move the camera a little bit. Like I said, the sun was going down. I actually turned the table around because I was going to do it in the other direction, but I didn't have enough sun over there, enough light. I'm going to cook these ribs. I'm going to set this up for 265. Now, if I think it's too hot in a little bit, I'll lower it. But if you know, or the way I see this thing, it reads a temp right here. Well, my ribs are going to be down here. Well, I think it's going to be around 250 on that deck. And I may put away in there monitoring it, but I'm not sure yet. I've already filled the chamber. In fact, I got some Traeger hickory. I have been using the Myron mixins, which is nothing wrong with it. I loved it, but I wanted to try Traegers. So all I have to do right now is go make sure everything looks good. And I think it does. I've got everything. Press start. We're at 72. You hear it come up. Of course, it's plugged into nothing but this power pack. I got to move all this stuff that might be heat sensitive. Gonna let that come up to temp while I go get those ribs ready. So I'll see y'all back, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. I did forget to say, by the way, although I'll have other ways, but it's been running for about 2 minutes. So 6:20, we'll say we started at around 6:20. Be back. Okay, we are at 265. We're going to open it up. I'm going to knock a little bit of this off. No big deal, but it's going to. And I got my knife out here in case they don't fit, because this is going to be close, I think. We're fixing to see. And I put a little butt rub on them. It's really not about the recipe as it is the power pack and the Traeger running on this. If you wanted to be in the middle of the woods with no power, see how well it does and how long it does. So I'm going to make sure these are down good, and they are. Down goes the lid, and as you can see, that one rack did fit. We are off and running, and by the way, it is 6:35 right now. And I'm going to go over the power pack for you here in a little bit, and maybe some of the wattages, but I'm going to give it a minute to run, but I'll see y'all shortly. Okay, so we're running really low on daylight. I am going to set up a light, but as you can see, it is 7:54, so it's been on. The ribs have been on for like an hour and a half. Now, I hope you can see this, but I'm going to move it where I know you can. Right here is what the battery has left. I've lost one bar, and we got a red, a yellow, and a green that are still illuminated. If it gets real low, all you have to do is disconnect, take these right here, and say connect it to your car battery or a trolling motor battery, or what also known as a deep cycle battery. And then you just flip this to on, and it will daisy chain those batteries, and you'll add whatever amperage or whatever, you know, whatever size battery, a 12-volt battery you put behind it. It will run that just like it is this. I mean, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Now, I am going to show you a little bit more about this box. As a matter of fact, let's just see if I can now. you know what, I'm going to wait till I'm in a little better light inside. So right now we're going to open this up, and I'm going to put what I call my mop. I make it, and it's a recipe I've worked on for years. And one of these days I'm going to get it perfected, and I'm going to let y'all see exactly what it is. But right now, we're just going to take a look at them, check the pellets. And this is, like I said, at an hour and a half, and put a little bit of my rub on. Oh, they look great. The pellets, I don't know if you can see that, so I'm going to move it to right here. You can see what the pellets have done. We'll level those out, put that back down. And now I'm going to put my mop on it. Now I will do this one. This is the first time I've done it, and I will probably do it one more, maybe a couple more times, just depending. It's not, not a huge deal, but it's something I do, and I do it on every way. This is the same way I cook ribs on my green egg. And I don't wrap them normally. Sometimes I do, but I'm not tonight. And I don't a lot of times on my green egg. This kind of gives it a little bit of steam in here and helps keep them moist. And obviously this has a lot of flavors in it. Vinegar for one, and a couple of apple juice and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get that lid back down. And if you notice, by the way, I'll say this right quick. I've got this sheet pan sitting under the entire grill just in case anything leaks somewhere and I don't get something on the baby doll's picnic table, because that might have some repercussions to it. I'm going to take that box inside and get under some more or a little better light and show you what the wattages have been doing. So I'll be right back. Okay, I brought it inside for a little better lighting and hopefully to explain it kind of as best I can. You heard me say a while ago that each one of those plugs was 300 watts. Well, I'm still not positive, but you can see right here, they say 480 right there. I'm going to show you kind of where I got that from. Right here, output power for 5 minutes. So this is like, it'll only do these numbers for 5 minutes. That's, in other words, it's maximum. And it shows right there 600 watts. Well, I did assume that was 300 per outlet. But you know something, I'm not positive, and I read a little bit and I haven't found it. But you can do your own research is my point. But it says continuous power, 480 watts on the DR1300 PWR, which again, I'm assuming that would be mine. Right there is that, but we're gonna look at the whole box, and it says it right there, the DR1300 PWR, so that's what I'm going by. And you can look at all of that, and I know I'm probably a little bit lengthy, but I'd hate to leave something out that somebody wanted to know. And I'll even show a couple of the other things. I'm not going to show it all, so just bear with me. I'm just going to go over it real quick, and if you needed to look at this, you'll have to pause it, come back, and see if there's something there you want to see better. You'll have to pause it, and that's all I'm going to try and show on that paperwork. Here's the main thing, and this is how I do all unboxings. I let the box speak for itself, because they do a lot better job than I do a lot of times. So you can read this box. You can see right here, jump start, AC outlets, USB, tire inflator, and work light. And I'll let you look at that a second. Here's this side, kind of shows you what it'll do, and I'm trying to get the reflections off the box. That's why I'm twisting and turning. Right, here's this side. Again, you may have to pause this and look at it and maybe even zoom in and that kind of stuff. And I'll get right here, and I'm not sure you'll be able to see that, but hopefully you will. And like I said, the box does a lot better explaining most of the time than I can. There is that, and obviously that. And just in case you want to know, there's a model number right there and a few other things. So, that being said, here is the wattage it's using. And this device I bought not long ago, and I'm still working on understanding it as well as I can. And I'm going to do this with my air fryers and all. And I've got quite a bit of information stored, and I'll have a video on it before long. But that's real time right there. It's drawing 19 watts. And I've got it set up. There's a lot of ways to look at this, but I want to show you. I'm going to go back in time, and you can see this is the whole time it's been running. And we started it up. I'm going to go real fast because we started it up at 6:15 or so, wasn't it, I believe? Well, right there that is. So I'm coming up, right here's where I turned it on. Here's what it did. It hit 0.22 kilowatts, so 218 watts. And it stayed there. And I'll say this, you may have to rewind this if you want to know real well, because this right here is the time that it recorded it. And this, in other words, this will show you how long it drew that much wattage. So there it comes, 218 watts, 622. It runs right through here to where it drops off is at 626. Actually, it dropped off at, 626.39, and then it fell all the way to 34 watts. Now, it did pick back up right here for just a second. Not really sure why. I don't understand everything it does. But at 627, it jumped back up to 205 watts. And then you can see it only stayed there for just a short time, and then it fell. All right. After that, I have not seen another time that it got above, say, 35 watts. You see 19, 26, 35, and we'll go all the way to right now, which is the current time that it's still out there running. And that's the most important, or the most shocking thing to me. I had to read up on them. I didn't understand. I guess I did. But really what you're seeing is that 200 watts is when that hot rod, they call it, the hot rod gets, it's calling for a lot of heat to ignite those pellets. Well, after that, all that gets evidently is the auger and the fan, and they draw anywhere between 16 and 34 watts. I'm assuming the auger running draws, say, about that, maybe the fan, and then when the other one kicks in, it jumps up to, say, 34. Now, if somebody watching this knows better than that, please comment, and I'll try and correct it. But I've had this thing for just a few days, and the Traeger itself, I've only had like a week, and this I've only had a couple of days, but this I've had a while. I think I understand what I'm looking at here, and I think I understand what I just told you is correct. But if somebody knows that I'm wrong, please correct me. Hey, I'll take it. I'm not above. I love getting corrected. I know I don't love it, but I would rather be corrected than I have be wrong. So I'm going to get off of this, and right now it's 8:25, so I'm going to leave the ribs on, and probably, hard to say. I'm going to go out and look at them, do the bend test on them in a minute, and maybe put my mop on them one more time, maybe twice. But anyhow, now that's what I cannot see anything wrong with this. Now, oh yeah, there is one thing I did want to point out right here. I'm glad I thought about this. It is a modified sine wave. Now, your device may call for something different than a modified sine wave. I could not find anywhere on my Traeger Ranger that it cared. But there are some Traegers that want a pure sine wave. So, not going to pretend like I know the differences, because I don't. But there's all the information I got. I'm going to give you the price of that. I think I paid $149, but that was on sale. So I'm going to try and get you a little better info, and I'll be back. Okay, so pardon the shadow I'm probably going to put on everything, but I got no other way. There it is, and I'm going to baste it again, but I don't have to tell you, that looks pretty good. And I'm not sure my light is doing it justice, but just for the record, we're just going to hit it one more time. I had to shake that up, and I didn't. Hit it one more time and brush that around. That's what I want, is a little bit of steam. I'm just going to kind of knock that around right there. We're going to, well, while I got it open, I will push those down again. Hopefully you can see where they were and where they are now. Close that, lay that down right there. And then I'm going to show you the battery level right quick. And it might be best for me to be in the shadows here, but I'm going to show it both ways. Here it is, still 3 lights illuminated out of 4. I'm going to get in the shadow to see. But like I said, there's only 4, so we've only lost 1 bar. And it is it is 8:47. So we'll be pulling off here in a minute. Be back. All right, it's been roughly another 30 minutes, so I want to look at them. I'm not even sure I'm going to brush them again. I just want to look, and I said it wasn't about the recipe, and it's not. It's about that device right over there and this device being portable as you get. And there you go. It looks good, and I am still debating. I think I will, a slight amount just a little bit right here, just like that. This time I'm going to let it steam up, then I'm going to close the lid. I'm not even going to check. I'm not even going to check my pellets. I know they're still good, so I'm not going to worry about them. And probably another, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, we'll pull them off. All right, we are right at 3 hours and 15 minutes. And I am going to call that, I think, good. We're going to do a little test on the ribs. Take a look at them right now and make sure I got my act together. By the way, just in case you can see it still, and I guarantee I'm blocking that, but anyhow, still 3 lights out of 4. The ribs look excellent. I am definitely pulling those off. And I'm hoping I can get them loose, but they look excellent, and they are. They're really close to breaking. I almost don't want to shake them too much, but you can see they look good. Put the lid back down, and I'll be shutting that down in just a second. I'm sure you already know how to do that, but you just get on your temperature mode and then you hold this button in. I'm not sure you're gonna be able to see it, but there you go. It's off. I've got aluminum foil in the house. I'm gonna tint these with for about 15 or 20 minutes. And I'll bring this in and I'll show you that battery level that I hope some way you can see. It is still 3 lights. That is excellent. 3 hours and 15 minutes. So I'll see y'all inside. All right, right here it is. I'll bring that down. I see the reflection on the thing real bad. But that is what it looks like right quick. I'll show you. Here's where I cut it off, and this will give you a little bit of information. That is the fan only. There's where it turned off. Well, the fan must obviously draw 19 watts, and then this must be the auger. Not positive about this. It's what it looks like to me. The auger jumps it up to 35 when the auger runs, and with the fan only, it's 19 watts, and then it cuts all the way off. Now, you saw the beginning where it hit like 220, or you can look back at whatever the max was, and that's when the hot rod is running. But the only time this thing went above, say, maybe 36, 37 watts, the whole entire cook was the very beginning for the first 5 minutes or so when it did that, that graph I showed you a while ago. That was 200 and something watts. And you can see it's still on. This is still powered. I never turned the AC power off. Well, here is, to me, what makes this a perfect match for that, that device. Because right here is what the battery's left right now. Three lights out of 4. So it's 3/4% still full. And you just saw me lift it with one hand. It's 20 pounds, or 20.83 pounds. So 21 pounds. I just think it works real well. Now that Traeger, it's like 60 pounds. It's not the lightest thing I've ever messed with, but hey, you see what it does, and it is a really, really neat device. And we're about to cut these up, and you're gonna see how well it did on those. And everything I've cooked on it so far has been impressive, or I've been impressed with. So let's see if there's anything else I need to say. I don't think so. I'm gonna get these cut up, get them on that plate, make me some pictures or whatever, but I'm going to throw in, I am not in any way, shape, form, or fashion affiliated with anyone, especially DURACELL or Costco. They do not know who I am. But I will say, right here's the price on DURACELL's website. They have an 1100, but it's sold out, and it's $179. And this one, or I assume it's this one, because this may be a Costco, you know, I got it at Costco. I'll leave it at that. It's $229 here, but I paid. Actually, I got it on sale, but if you go there today, you can get it, the normal price at Costco is $179 for this 1300. Now, I don't know if that'll change tomorrow or whenever, but that's what it was. I just looked on Costco's site. So, you know, you can do the math there and decide what you want, but right there is the 2 they make, and that I know of, and looks like it's all I can find on their website. So I'm about to get these cut up, make some pictures, and we're going to end this. Be back. Okay, right there are the ribs, and as you can see, they look excellent. Now, I did pull that membrane off the back, and we're just going to cut a couple right out of the middle, a couple of like this right here. Just cut that, and then we went to a Buc-ee's the other day, and I got some barbecue sauce, but you can see They look excellent, man, and I have a feeling they are. In fact, I want to taste them without any sauce. And as I said, they look excellent. They are excellent. That is a really good tasting rib. Buc-ee's, if you've heard of them, well, they sell a lot of stuff. There's the rub. If I'd thought about it, I would have used this, but I just didn't. I kind of was worried about testing the battery, and they sell a lot of things, but Buc-ee's, they have a lot of stuff. And this is one of the things they have, their barbecue sauce. And I've already tasted it, and it's not bad, or I wouldn't be putting it on my rib. But I'm just going to taste it one more time for you. And you already saw it. It looks good. You can see it pulling off that bone. It's good. But anyhow, hey, thanks for watching, y'all. I think if you plan to use your Traeger, or at least your Traeger Ranger, where you don't have power, yeah, it's $179 or whatever. If you ask me, it's worth every penny. At 20 pounds, you can carry it real easy, and it does a lot of other things. Hey, love y'all all. Turn that over just because it looks better that way. Y'all come back to see me. If you don't mind, hit me with a thumbs up, and I would appreciate it. Again, I love y'all all. Come back to see me. Bye-bye.